let's talk about that, because I think that that would be a really great topic right now. If you want to share a little more about some of your natural remedies that you do that have helped you, because
Yeah,
I'd like to know too.
yeah. I mean, definitely. Tea, and it's funny because I don't really even like tea, but I'll have like a cocktail of teas all day long because I know how much they help me with sleep, with stress, etc.
Right.
And essential oils, and oftentimes you can get these things as oils or teas. But aromatherapy is awesome because like literally you smell something, and it's going to the olfactory nerve, like it's
Yep.
immediate. And
Hmm.
I would use different blends or things like chamomile, lemon balm. They, again, like tried and true, I'm talking about at my saddest, lowest moments, immediately impact me and change me. The teas are an absolute must. Movement is an absolute must for
Yes.
me.
Yes. Me
um,
too.
and I think that
I even
people,
have I even use a vibration plate. Have you done that?
no, I haven't.
Ah, it's really cool. Some people like them, and some people, I love it. And it actually does help get the trauma out of your system as well, out of your body.
Yeah, which is a great, like instead of
Hmm.
repressing it or distracting yourself from it, it's actually having, healing. I'm big into grounding, like having my
Yes.
feet touch the earth.
Yes.
Even like, I think a lot of us probably have comfort from like, rhythmic movements, whether it's like a
Yes.
rocking chair or
Oh,
listening to
yeah.
waves. And, I sleep with a sound machine with ocean
Hmm.
waves. It's those little things. You think about animals when they're hurt, they literally shake it off. And I think it's like 90 seconds. If you have something traumatic happen, the physiological process, the duration is about 90 seconds,
Yes.
unless we take it to our brains and we start ruminating, which is what most of us do. So even like that, shaking it off, through movement or whatever.
Right.
Um, Music.
Oh, yeah.
I have a book called Mastering the Art of Stress, and I have 52 because it's my favorite number, and it's the number of weeks in a year. Modalities, which again, 99% of it is free. Um, just
Nice.
recommendations that have really, really helped me. And like I start my day every day with movement and music, and
Hmm.
music throughout my life, whether I'm sad or happy, it's my
Hmm.
go-to, and it really truly can change. I mean, there's science behind this stuff,
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, musicians have bigger brains because like you're just using different parts of your brains.
Yes.
And even just thinking positively, I always say if you want to have a positive life, think positive thoughts, because we literally can only have one thought in our brain at a time. So if you catch yourself in a cycle of ruminating or obsessing about something, gratitude has been transformative to me, absolutely
You,
transformative to me.
yeah, gratitude, you can't be unhappy and be grateful at the same time.
Right. And I mean, it's just crazy. Like I can, we were talking, before, like that my eyes are swollen because I was having, great releases crying. When I do my
Nice.
gratitude rituals, I cry, and it's not because I'm sad. It's because it's a release.
It's a release.
And, we're told as a society, don't cry, stop
Yeah.
crying. And when we cry, we release cortisol, we decrease cortisol production, we release endorphins, which are our natural painkillers,
Mhm.
and oxytocin, like the love hormone. So we just need to get back to basics. Like I said, my
Yes.
philosophy is called "Keep It Simple, Sweetheart." I have another book that's going to come out. Hugs Not Drugs. I'm like, don't underestimate. The day to day things that we can do to just be happier and healthier and more harmonious. Like I think in the United States, particularly, we tend to overcomplicate things because we want instant gratification and we want it now. And we'd rather take a pill or something, which we'd rather numb ourselves than resolve the things. And again, I repressed and suppressed, for decades. So I say this with all the love in my heart that I
Yeah.
want people to understand that they don't have to do that because, again, even though I was happy all my life, I wasn't at peace. And I was in bad relationships, and I wasn't living life the way I wanted to. I wasn't in a career that I wanted to be in. I had maladaptive coping mechanisms, since
Hmm.
childhood. And, so if
Yep.
anyone's struggling, whether they're aware of issues or if they have behaviors that are puzzling to themselves that they would like to change, because
Hmm.
we can't think of our way out of those things, we can't.
No.
We have to get to the subconscious level. Another thing that's helped me a lot is affirmations, which I used to think was nonsense and silliness and manifestations, and just stand. I thought it was like a Saturday Night Live skit. Stand in front of a mirror and I'm happy and I'm wealthy, and all of a
And
sudden I
it's
get a
so
huge check.
uncomfortable when you start.
Yes, yes. But self-awareness is a prerequisite, because it's a prerequisite for letting things go. Because if we don't know what it is that we need to let go, we're never going to be
Right.
able to address it. And then changing you realize what you want to change, and beliefs and thoughts underlie the behaviors. So if you want different behaviors, you have to tackle it, at the beliefs and thoughts, which requires you to get to your subconscious, which, meditation helps with that. Hypnosis
Mm-hmm.
helps with that. I actually got certified in hypnosis because, and again, there's so many free resources on YouTube. And if anybody, wants any suggestions, recommendations, I'm happy to provide that. But I had been listening to a lot of, hypnosis videos, and sometimes they were triggering me, because it'd be like, oh, you're calm and you're in a canoe and you go to this isolated cabin. I'm like, I have abandonment wounds. I don't want to be alone in the dark in a
Oh,
cabin.
right.
So I'm like, no,
Yeah.
that doesn't work for me. So I did it so that I could do like self hypnosis, because I understand myself very well. But you want to get to that brain wave to where you can access your subconscious, so that you can change those underlying beliefs and thoughts. Like I said, I had always treated myself. I'd always, believed I was a means to an end. And so I was going to continue being treated as a means to an end, because that's what I was projecting. That was my worth. I'd have an existential crisis if I were alone, because if I'm not needed, I'm meaningless.
Ooh, boy.
Yes,
I can relate to that.
yes. And, the way that we live our lives, if you have those negative limiting beliefs, that is not the way to live. And most of us don't even realize that we have it. And that's where, the self-awareness really comes in.